Okay. Call the meeting to order. Callie, if you'll take roll call, please.
Mayor,
Present.
Tyler Martin, council.
Present.
Tim Pickett, council.
Present.
Jan Sabrowski, council.
Present.
Lynn Shin, council.
Present.
If everyone rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Every time.
I want to say amen after.
I know, right? Play ball.
I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of March 17th, 2026.
Motion.
I will recuse myself.
Second. Motion and second with Tim recusing himself. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Entertain a motion to approve the payables list for April 7th, 2026.
Move.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the payables, oh my gosh, payables review from March 2026 as noted in the agenda.
Move. Second.
Dan's got it. Tim and Dan. Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Holster, that brings us to you, sir.
Mayor and council, you have my report. One of the things that was attached to the report was a draft, and it's very much a draft, of a zoning revision to create the urban ag categories that we discussed in a recent work session. We don't have the ordinance before us tonight. I'd ask everybody to please look at that because I'm just certain that that needs to be revised because I just sent you again something that's kind of a framework. I think the acreages on the ones I sent are probably most definitely not the ones that you would want to use. So they're there to be scribbled on. The housing and building categories that follow also include a lot more than I think you probably will want to use. So probably ought to go through there and black out the ones you don't like. What you won't see on that template is anything specifying the number of animals. Because I have a separate draft. I didn't get a chance to finish it before tonight's meeting, but basically I'd put that in the animal section of the Barnum Town Code for livestock and limit it to urban ag or urban ag residential, whichever you decide, either one or the other or both. We discussed the number the other day, but I'd be reluctant to put anything that much exceeded an animal unit on any of the lot sizes I've specified, because I think you'd be pushing it. So
Is any of the stuff I know you mentioned that the Laramie, the University of Wyoming for that, is that other thing that you're drafting, does it have any reference to that? Because I didn't have a chance to look on their website or anything to look at what their suggestions, because I'm assuming that goes based off the size of the area that you're keeping that animal on and then what.
So what I won't specific in the other portion of it, I won't specifically reference UW, but I did look up and I can send on again the University of Wyoming's publication on small acreages, which is very specific as to the number of animals that they feel small acreage can sustain, and it's a really good publication.
That'd be great.
What I would note is that for the acreage sizes we discussed the other day and the number of livestock that was contemplated for those acreages were already grossly in excess of the number that they would contemplate. So on an acreage of that size, you have to be aware you're talking about, as the developer noted, a penned animal year.
And the University of Wyoming publication is not for penned animals.
Not for penned animals.
Okay. Yep. All right.
And there are hard copies in your books of the draft.
Perfect, thank you. We will look over it and see. Gary, can you text me your email address and I'll say again?
I don't have one.
Oh, perfect. Right on. Mike, you got an email address?
Mr. Unafiliated.
Can you text it to me, please?
No.
Yeah, unaffiliated.
Thank you.
That's fun.
I can forward this on and you guys want to add anything to it, feel free. Thank you, Pat. Anything else for Pat from the council? No?
I like the tables that are in that, the way that's organized and stuff. I agree. They're way more. There's a lot more that we don't need, but I like the structure of it and how it's laid out. It's very aesthetically pleasing and it's very easy to understand. So that if someone's looking at for code, when these guys look at it, it's it's very clear what the structure is. Then you cross-reference size of the lot, and then it's just laid out really nice.
I figured it was easier to give you more than to try and go back and add something that we might have missed.
So would you suggest in something like this is where we would, if we discuss and come to determination on animals per lot size, put it into this table?
I would not. What I would do is I would keep it in the animal section of the code. And what I would do is I would tie it, like right now, you allow chickens for certain areas. What I would do is I would allow for livestock. What I would probably do is limit livestock to urban agriculture, because I've given you two different categories. Limit the livestock for urban agriculture, and then limit the number of livestock allowed in that section as well. And then the other thing is the type, what you're going to allow as livestock.
Cool. Any other questions for Pat?
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. We will definitely look this over and make sure we got it on the next agenda, please, Callie. Ray,
Mr.
talk
Mayor,
to me.
I did not have a report for tonight, but I have since developed a report for tonight because yesterday and today became very busy on things of the bar none nature.
Perfect.
So I'll start with the most fun one. The contractor arrived on site for the Coleman Circle tank roof today. Beautiful morning, got underway, and they discovered that 2 additional panels have been damaged by the wind. One is broken through on the seam. And actually, I sent Callie an email. She may not have seen it yet, but if she can put that up on the screen. So that's the picture Dustin sent a few weeks ago from inside the tank. Those were the 2 that we knew were damaged and we had planned to replace. And then there's another email that shows the 2 panels that were damaged. So this is the panel adjacent to the panel that you saw that was still intact somewhat. So pretty significant wear from the panel just whipping against this panel.
Oh boy, on top. Somebody standing up there?
Yes.
Just trying to get some work from him.
Yeah.
He's not gonna work with, huh?
So that previous panel was
gonna get light.
worn through by the other
Mitt rubbing on it.
panel rubbing on it. And this one you can see where there's that batten panel kind of in the middle of the picture. The black area beneath that batten bar and the panel shouldn't be black. It should be silver. And the black is because it's completely broken through.
Gap.
It is a gap. So that is the bottom edge of the panel. So what you see, the kind of triangle shaped piece there is the flashing that goes over the top of the tank. So there's not a good way for them to put a temporary repair on that. We spent quite a bit of time on the phone talking through a bunch of different options this afternoon. And I think what they've settled on is getting some thick plastic sheeting and a lot of silicone. and basically just siliconing that plastic sheeting over the batten bar to close the gap for now. And it is a very temporary fix. They did talk to the panel manufacturer and they said the earliest that they could get panels to bar none is 4 weeks. So the contractor,
How many do we need to replace other than the two?
those two,
We need to replace two more.
correct. Yes.
So four total.
4
How
total.
many total panels are there?
If you go back to that inside picture, there's 5 middle panels and I believe there's 15 outer panels.
He's all on the east, which side? Is this all on the east side of it? West
This
side?
is on the southwest side. So it's on the windward.
Which are they per panel?
What did we figure?
It was, I don't remember now.
Based on the quote we got for an emergency repair, everything's higher for an emergency repair. I think they were about $8,000 to $10,000
Yeah,
per panel.
it was like a $20,000 repair, or $30,000 repair, right? So
It was,
the labor,
yes, for the mobilization.
total all was like 40, 50,000.
Can we replace those 4, the other 2 additional ones now, and order, even if it's $8,000, have a 5th panel that we can keep?
So the plan is that we order 2 additional panels. So if you look
Yeah,
at that image, you can see there's 3 panel types on the perimeter. There's the triangle that points, the tip of the triangle is pointed to the exterior of the tank. Those ones are the least likely to be damaged. We have one that's damaged because the panel was just whipping against it. But it's those panels, if you can see the 2 panels there, they're the ones that have the long edge on the end of the tank, and there's a right and a
peak
left.
triangles, yeah.
Yeah, so I would recommend ordering a right and a left triangle piece because it costs more to ship those panels than it does to manufacture the panels. So we might as well get 2 more on site so that when eventually, so that all leads into the next part of my report. When they were up there, they said that it's very obvious that this is not the first time this roof has been repaired. And in talking through that, the contractor seems to recall when they replaced the roof on the tank that's north of West Winds, they also did repairs on this tank in 2019 or 2020. I don't know exactly what year that was done. So these panels lasted about 6 years. So what is a solution to that?
He's like, we didn't do these ones, but we did the other.
No, he said they did those ones. And so the wind just, that vibration just fatigued the metal and they broke. So I said, well, how can we
Double
fix
up on
this?
strapping or something.
So if you look in the corners, there's the short little bracing in the tips of the triangles. They call that the snow load.
It's right here.
Yes. So their recommendation would be to put an additional bracing across the middle of each triangle. And then you would have to bolt through the panel into the
Vibrating?
correct. And that would
I'll keep the.
So do they have to weld that in there from the inside?
correct. They would have to,
Sounds cheap.
yeah. So we don't,
They
I don't have
They
any,
do that.
say that again?
They do that.
Yes, but what they would have to do is build scaffolding in the tank. So, yeah, all of these are really fun options.
How permanent is the solution?
That would almost completely eliminate the vibrations in the panels. So we haven't, this was all a very long, but it was kind of throwing things against the wall and see what sticks conversation.
Holding to.
So we're going to continue to work. This just happened 3 hours ago that we were having that conversation. So I don't have a good solution for you right now. This is just to make you aware of what's happening. They're working on pricing to repair the other 2 panels. That wouldn't be for at least a month because just lead time on the panels. But
How much does a demo team cost?
well, and that is another option for another day, but there is currently an avenue forward to replace this tank entirely,
Oh, you'll get to that part.
and that's a Cali thing.
Right, we've been talking about that.
Correct. So all that being said, I did talk with Dustin this afternoon, and he said the system has been running really well. He said flawlessly, just on the booster pump. As it sits right now, he's gotten 0 complaints about low pressures or anything like that. So There's a whole lot of information in there and no action needed right now.
Another question.
Yes,
They say and put those supports on all of those large one-piece triangles.
correct.
So that's why they would have to do it from the inside. They could obviously weld it from the outside on the panels they're replacing. But
Correct.
they could not
They have
take
to,
those panels off, weld that little thing instead of building a scaffolding inside.
and rather than screw through into the additional bracing, what they would want to actually bolt it because their concern would be that a screw would eventually
Yes.
break off. So they want to bolt. So they'd have to be inside, obviously, to put the bolt.
Can't do it from the outside without obviously removing the panels that are good
Correct.
and then potentially ruining this. I mean,
Lots of really good options.
this.
I love being the bearer of good news for you.
Here, at this point, would it almost be better to just replace the whole thing? Cause it was like
Well,
65 for the
so-
temporary fix, right?
48, I think, for the temporary.
So here's kind of where we stand at. We have a decision to make that we're going to have to make fairly soon. And that is whether we want to do the fix that Ray's recommending, which would be expensive. We do a full roof replacement, or we just abandon the tower altogether and leave it standing as is and rely on the booster pump in that area. So those are really I don't know, is there a fourth option?
How much was the,
Build a new tank at a higher elevation.
Right, and so, I mean, that's the Harriet Hageman
Right.
grant route, but we don't know how that's gonna play out yet. So
There's quite a few different,
how much does it cost to build a new water tower? A million, isn't it?
we just built one in Wheatland for about 4 million. About almost identical to this one, except it's all welded steel. So there's no,
at least the booster pump,
You
100?
can, if you look at this picture, I didn't notice this before, but if you look right here, you can actually see where the sand has been blowing through.
Yeah.
Right there. And right up there too. So where it's been blowing dust through the top of the tank.
What's the lifespan on that booster pump? I mean, we won't know until it breaks. I understand that. I'm not completely stupid, but what's the expected lifespan on that booster? Like, is it intended to just perpetually keep running with no? What's
current booster pumps are designed to, their ideal operating set point is 400 gallons a minute, something like that. They've been operating on a recirc at 50 gallons a minute. So they're actually putting 50 gallons a minute into the system, and then they're just recircing the rest of the water back into the.
Those are good for
the system.
5 years, 10 years on average,
Uh,
500 gallons a minute.
if you have a properly designed pump, you can probably get 15 or 20 years out of it.
If we abandon the tank, wouldn't we want to look at engineering in a redundant backup system that takes off as soon as the other pump goes down? Because what would happen if that pump went down?
So a typical booster station for this application would have 3 pumps. Generally, and I'm going to speak in very big generalities. You would have 2 smaller pumps that could operate the system through normal operating system, all the diurnal curve of everyone taking a shower, people watering their lawns, all that stuff. Then you have a 3rd pump that would be the fire pump that provides the additional flows that you would need in case of a fire. The system as it's set up right now, I think it's just 2 pumps that are sized for 450 gallons a minute, and they're not properly sized for this application. So what you could do is go in and put a real fire pump in and 2 smaller pumps that would feed the system. And then you have it set up so that you just equal the hours on the 2 operating pumps so that they, one runs this day, the other one runs the next day. And then in some flow situations, they both might turn on, so that would be your first backup. Then your second backup is this system can operate on existing system pressures. You can get flows, you can get fire flows, but the system pressures are lower. And there's 2 lots where the Lamar advertising building is on Progress Circle. I think that's Progress Circle right there. Those are the 2 highest lots in this pressure zone. And so they would be right at the DEQ operating limit, which is 30 PSI. So in an emergency situation, you could still provide water if you lose all of the pumps. So right now you have 3 ways to provide pressure: the tank, the pumps, and the connecting to the regional water main.
Fun.
This tank is abandoned, given as it's open to the air and it's taking air in, can it be abandoned safely, or does something have to be done to stabilize it in some fashion? It's because it's gonna strip panels off.
Then is the siding gonna start going and
That's what I want. And I mean, it's not designed to be an open air vessel,
Right.
so.
It's like a pop can. Pop cans are great when they're unopened. And so this is a lot like a pop can. When it's empty, it's not designed to sit empty for extended periods of time. So if you were to abandon it, you would definitely want to plan for demolition or a new roof.
Demolition sounds
Did
fun.
they demolition the old one in Wheatland?
Yes.
What did that cost?
Not nearly as much as you would think. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was less than $100,000. And that was a standpipe. So rather than an elevated water tank, that was just one of the really long pop cans.
You ever seen them do them on the silos? Guy goes out there with a sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah, they come right
I'm
down.
sure it'll be just like that.
Yeah, they cut a big diamond out of it and they tipped it over and then they cut it up. It was,
Oh, we don't get to blow anything up?
no, it was not nearly as exciting as you would expect, but
No.
I want to find a blow it up option.
we were like
If the mayor's okay with it, but
Yeah,
65.
Maybe we'll shoot for fireworks
The
inside.
thing is, the roof was fixed years ago because it's not wind rated.
8-inch shell might take it out. So we as a council have a decision to make right now. Have they already, how long is it gonna take them to finish the work that they're doing right now?
they should have that done tomorrow.
Okay.
And what is it they're doing?
And what's it gonna cost for them to come back out and do 2 more panels?
I'm
Amount?
he's going to get me the quote tomorrow.
Okay. And he's gonna quote you on what it's gonna cost for the,
To replace the 2 additional panels. So they'll replace those 2 that are open right now.
right?
And then we'll get a quote to replace the other 2. I
Okay.
already asked them to include 2 additional panels, so we'd have just 2 spares.
Right.
And then
And how long is it gonna take for him to work up a quote for doing all the bracing?
That's a good question. I'll talk to him tomorrow
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, we need to find that out because we're kind of almost at a crossroad. We're at a crossroads right now where we need to make it. Do we want to keep dumping money into this to fix it? Or do we want to cut our losses before we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know,
Right.
throwing, what's the saying? Throwing good money after bad or
Yes.
bad money after good or
Good money after bad.
whatever. Terrible saying. I screwed it all up. Sorry. But the point is that we don't want to waste the town's money,
Right.
or well, the people's money, I should say, on a project that's going to fail. So we need options and figure out where we're going to go with this,
Yes.
if it's worth continuing. So let me know.
Okay. So that was item 1. Or I apologize. Yeah, I was going to be really boring today, but Monday morning I met with Chief Zaharis and some of the firefighters, and we did a walkthrough of the existing fire hall. There's some concerns, and I think they're probably pretty valid concerns, that the addition that was done with the bunk rooms and some of the other things were done without permits and not up to code. So the conversation started with they wanted an additional bedroom, and then we just started peeling back the layers of the onion, and you found out that, oh, there's no secondary egress out of the second story of this. There's no fire sprinkler system in the building. There's no a whole lot of different things.
Cool.
Yeah, it was fun. So
You're full of good news.
I am. Like I said, Friday, it was going to be really boring. And then Monday and Tuesday happened. So my thought right now is that we go and establish a floor plan for the existing building, really not the engine bays, because they're just big open bays, but really everything that's in the living space side. And we get a structural engineer. That's, in my mind, almost step 1, someone to go out there and look at what was done just in what's exposed and say, yes, this is structurally sound, or, oh my God, don't ever sleep up here, because that's going to dictate how you move forward. And then from there, get a team together that could actually say, well, the other thing I forgot to mention,
There are bunks already up there?
there are bunks and there's a bathroom, but the bathroom is plumbed to nowhere.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so you dump something in the sink and it just goes down and out and
It's
into.
not connected to anything.
Into the floor.
Yeah,
Well, into the cabinet.
and then into the floor and then into the ceiling down below.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's neat.
They washed their hands in there then.
No,
They don't use the bathroom.
nobody
at all.
uses it anymore. It's
So,
not supposed to be used. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
Like a camper, basically. Yeah. Swimming in the
Or
shower.
use the toilet.
So, yeah. So the plan would be to get the structural out there and then get a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, and an architect to put together just floor plans that make sense for what they would need, and then come up with cost estimates for what it would cost to do it the right way.
How much is it gonna cost the town?
And that's what I don't know yet.
Well, I mean, to get all the engineers out there.
And again, I don't have a good answer on that. I want to talk to them first before, because the people that I've worked with, we work on a lot of projects, so I can put this in front of them and they can give me good numbers, and then I can present that to council in a couple of weeks, and you can say yay or nay, or
How long ago was this addition built?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
there's no indication that there were any plans drawn or any permits pulled or anything like that. It was just, as from our conversations, it sounds like it was done by the firefighters themselves, just,
Or their cousins.
or, yeah, somebody.
Perfect.
And those bunk
Sonny-
beds were built well.
Since this is sounds like it's gonna cost quite a bit of money, are you looking for grants for this?
I will be, like I said, my thing is I just wanted him to get eyes on it to see if we can put 2 more rooms upstairs. This is really how it all started.
So
And
this is really your fault.
Yeah, I think so.
it is. And my thing is,
It's not gonna blame Ray now. This is,
I've always been concerned, like how a governmental building was never installed with commercial sprinkler system and alarm systems. I have no idea how that happened, but it did. So that's kind of the position we're in. Like,
we're a small town.
I understand that, but I also don't want to be like Laramie Fire and burn down a fire station with millions
We're-
of dollars of equipment.
That is, that.
Right there.
Yeah, we
I
were.
think that's full irony.
So like I said, I think the first part is like, let's figure out what we have first and what we can actually utilize.
Okay.
And then come up with a plan moving forward and see where those numbers lie and what grant opportunities are out there.
Okay. Excellent. Item number 3.
Item number 3 and 4 are pretty easy.
All right, cool.
And
Are they expensive?
Councilman Ficken, no, they're of no cost to the town.
Okay, cool. All right. You may continue.
Councilman Ficken and I sat in on the kickoff meeting for the MPO's study of the Salt Creek Highway corridor. And that is just looking from Howard Street to West Winds of how they can make that more user-friendly for pedestrians, bicyclists, and the whole lot. They're, with the Loves coming in, which is item number 4, YDOT is going to be looking at the underpass there at Howard Street, figuring out how they can widen it. And with a widening, they would widen it for pedestrian access.
Oh, cool.
So that has always been the big linchpin in the whole thing, is you can't get pedestrians under that underpass as it sits right now. The only other pedestrian access would be to go all the way down Salt Creek Highway to the bridge over the bypass. And so this is more direct and connects to an actual trail system in Casper at the event center. So
Okay.
that is happening.
Hoping to kill like 4 birds with 1 stone with this thing.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
So they're planning on having some community outreach events here at Town Hall. And the more input you can get from council and citizenry, the better. So I'm sure Councilman Ficken will probably talk more about that in his report, but that happened yesterday morning. Then yesterday afternoon, a pre-construction meeting was held at the Love site. So that is underway. They're starting to move dirt. And from the sounds of it, I don't know an exact date, so I'm just going to say the latter half of this year is when they're targeting an opening.
Really?
Yes.
That's,
And then rebuild a year later.
what do you think about that one, Dan?
I think they're still fighting the muck over there. I think they got a surprise.
Yes.
Day one, didn't they?
They had a telehandler down there that was buried in about 4 feet of mud.
Oh,
It wasn't buried. They had gotten it out at that point when we had the
Awesome.
meeting, but
I got some pictures of it.
yeah. So it's an ugly
4
sight.
feet, that's past the wheel.
The dirt contract from Louisiana. It's
That guy,
different swamps there.
Yeah.
the guy in the telehandler probably thought he was gonna die.
It
What is it
looked like it was
saying?
fun. So, and that's my only report.
Perfect.
So
Thank you, Ray.
I-
Any
send
questions, Ray?
this to Callie so you can include it in your minutes if you want, since there was a whole lot. Sorry about that.
Any questions for Ray? No?
Do we need to have like sessions or anything instead of waiting until the next council meeting about I know I love work sessions. I just love seeing y'all. But
Get her.
to fix the water tower, like, I don't really want to,
You're not in a position right now where the way the system's operating, it's doing fine, it's doing well. The nice thing about that area, that pressure zone, is that it's all commercial and industrial, so there's not going to be a lot of people watering lawns and things like that. So their water usage, and I have to confirm this with Callie, but my guess is their water usage stays about the same year round. So the biggest concern, like if this was a tank serving residences, my hair would be on fire right now because people are starting to water their lawns and all the different summer activities that take place. And so because you don't have that in this area, it's not as big of a concern. I think you still want to figure out, because all it would take is one of those booster pumps going out before you suddenly, this is scary. But right now, it's not as scary. So
Could be.
I don't think,
It's moderately anxious.
yes.
Okay.
It's certainly something you want to address as soon as you can, but I don't think it's to the point now where it's scary.
Once we find out more from estimates and stuff like that, I think that's gonna give us a better ballpark of what our path forward is gonna look like.
Right.
I mean, most likely, we're probably gonna have to repair it
Yes.
unless Harry Hageman pulls a Hail Mary pass in the fourth quarter and gets a touchdown for us and we get $4 million for a water tower, which would be amazing. I think that we're probably gonna have to repair this.
Yeah.
So that would be my guess.
And so I plan to work on a few different avenues, the booster station upgrades, which is the 2 normal duty pumps and then a fire pump, just to start pricing those out. We've done similar things in the past that I can pull that information from. Then the repairs, the roof complete replacement, and then potentially a tank replacement project. So there's lots of different ways to move forward with it. The easiest one is just repair the tank for now and just kick that can down the road for 5 to 6 years until the next
On
payment goes off.
the money that came for the Wheatland tower, or water tower, was a legislative battle,
Yes,
but eventually they funded
correct.
through the legislature.
Yes,
So, there's that avenue too. Those are not fun battles, but
right. Yeah, that was a combination of water development dollars, ARPA dollars, and SLIB, like MRG dollars, and then the town's portion as well. So there are lots of ways to replace a tank. And I don't know how many about replacing a roof. So, but I'm going to learn and I will educate you all.
Thank you, Ray.
Yes.
okay.
Any other questions for Ray? Nope. All right. I have 2 chiefs. Police Department chief. Oh, we've already talked. You gotta go.
So you read my report.
Mayor, Council, you have my report. Key points in there, some wide out grants we put in for. Actually, one, it's basically high visibility patrol. You should know, it's actually for fiscal year 2027. Anywhere to $5,000 in overtime options for targeted patrol. The big one is on the security grant. We should have word on that, whether we receive it or not, sometime this month. The deadline was March 30th. It was extra money they had. They're not allowed to have extra money. And we put in for $35,000 for their radio purchase. As soon as we hear something, I'll let you know. But the gentleman said it's a pretty basic requirement that's usually serviced, but again, it depends how many people put in for it, met the deadline. It was a very fast turnaround. Part-time officers, with our needs for July 4th events, usually we were talking about advertising May 1st. Like to do that as soon as possible, start that process. The main reason being is to get their gear ordered and have it in time for that. The vest, the ballistic vest, is about 60 days.
Really? I'm surprised by that.
It's just a demand because now private sector individuals are ordering. It's not out of them too. So, because anybody can get a ballistic vest.
Right. I mean, but that's interesting to me. Or is it a specific brand you're looking for?
Well, we're dealing with an individual who services a lot of agencies in the state. But no, that's the timeline for most of them.
Interesting.
Because they're measured. Now, an outer
Okay.
vest, even though they're measured, we have a little more leeway because it's an outer vest, so there's room for
Right.
error. Most of our guys probably will be the only one wearing an undervest because they don't bother me. But most people like the outer carrier. So what I would like to do is advertise that sooner rather than later to see if we can get some folks.
I mean, unless council has any reservations, I'd say yes. So unless somebody's going to speak up and give me a great reason not to, I'd say yes, do it immediately.
We have one individual who's a current reserve. So for him to be hired, I just have to add him to our roster, but I would like to ask to put together an interview panel for him.
Okay.
At some reasonable time. And then how to make up that panel. Because the uniqueness of it with how we're set up is daytime interviews will be kind of tough for us to accomplish depending on who we have to do what.
You can do them on Teams too, like if you can do a
If
virtual
we're okay
interview.
to do virtual, we can do that as well. I'll be honest, for this profession, it's face to face. I prefer
Yeah.
face to
Yeah.
face
Right.
Definitely.
because of the nature of the work. But
The majority of the people could, yeah, if they can be there.
because what I would like to do is have somebody from the Community Information Board on there, somebody from council, and again, maybe one person from somewhere else at least. And either I can be on it if I'm here because of my schedule for April, or the final interview's with me anyways. So we can work through that.
Okay.
But we need to establish what our interview process is going to be for these positions anyways.
Right.
It just speeds up our timeline. The big issue that we're going to look at is finally got estimates for the building upgrades. It's taken 4 months to get one contractor to actually supply this. I've only had one other contractor actually come out. They never followed up with an estimate. The others just won't. I guess there's enough work out there. This is too small for.
Right.
90% of the request is to put that building up to code to some way. There's zero lighting for emergency exits. They're just metal signs put on the door, which having been in there and walked into your door when it's dark, they're insufficient. And then upgrading the doors as needed. It did occur to me, and I guess I got to ask Sonny or somebody about, we have an entry door and then there's a little vestibule and another door. This includes bringing those up to code. The interior ones are sufficient, but do we even need them? Because that could save a few $1,000s because the doors are not cheap, as you see from that. I mean, it's
Right.
great. The doors we could keep exterior, I'm keeping, but I think that's one. All the others are rusting through at the bottom and they're flimsy, hollow metal panel doors that I could take a baseball bat and punch a hole. It's just insufficient.
Okay.
The window replacement is a security issue. It's not a code issue, but those windows are original. They don't close all the way, and I'm vacuuming the windowsill every week because dirt blows in. That's how unsealed they are and in poor condition they are.
It's an old building.
The other part is the evidence, putting the cage in
Right.
and that stuff.
I'm actually surprised that it's $6,500. I thought it was going to be substantially more than that.
It's not a special cage.
But I'll take my victories where I can get them, I guess. So,
Yeah, there's no specialty to the cage. It's just the cage. Because those walls are just regular walls.
Right.
Easy to cut through. This is just to slow that process down.
right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've done construction work, but I'm not an expert in that field. I know Dan has had more experience with it than much more experience with it than I have, and I think probably anyone else on council. And so I kind of defer to his judgment on it. And if he looks, if
Well,
prices look fair, I mean, these are upgrades that need to be done. So,
Yeah, I mean, all this stuff is original. Almost all of it. 1970, I think, is when the building was built, somewhere around there. So
you know, this afternoon, I went through the line items and then referenced some of the materials online. And the numbers are, I don't think we're gonna get better numbers if you can even get a contractor to show up. This particular contractor, I know him and I've worked beside him on projects in the past. He's very detail and quality orientated, so I think we'll be happy if we decide to move forward with the work that he produces.
like again, I think he's earned it because he brought out an electrician. He said, I think those numbers are too high. He went out and said, let me bring somebody else in. So he's looking out for,
Is that with the RC Electric, the Arc Electric?
Arc Electric is the one that had the better bid. It was the same, but they were doing much more work.
Okay.
And they also mentioned a grant program from Rocky Mountain Power that will help pay for the upgrading to the ballasts that are 1970s ballast. That's not required, but the energy efficiency alone will quickly pay for itself. And there's $1,600 in grant money to contribute to that.
Well, I think, you know, the original thoughts years ago, as the town was talking of a police department, the original thoughts were a new building, you know, so we're taking an existing building and bringing it up to code and security levels.
You have to do it at some point anyways.
For this amount of money, it's,
In there because technically right now, there's anybody in that building with.
is this, sorry, I didn't mean to, is this an exact amount? Like this is, okay.
and the other thing with that building, I mean, it's kind of one of the last things to do to bring it up to code because under Wardwell, it got a new roof, it got a new HVAC system. So this is kind of the minor upgrades left to get it up to par, so.
And again, at some point, the town would have to do it if they ever wanted to utilize that building or rent that building out. Either you do now or, you know, you send us somewhere else. No matter where we decide to have a PD in an existing building, there are upgrades that have to be made. The advantage here is literally this building, assuming it stays standing, will meet our needs for 15 to 20. I mean, it's going to meet our needs for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's almost ideally laid out with the number of offices and the things we could do with it. It was a very
Fortuitous.
Yeah, absolutely. To have that available and be able to utilize it.
Cool. Well, and this will be pulled out of the budget line item that we set aside for, which is the startup cost.
We'll definitely be startup. Like I said, we're trying to make sure all the rest of it, we have an existing budget for the PD that hasn't been tapped because the positions were empty or not utilized. Up to this point, everything we spent has come out of existing PD budget, not tapping into the startup.
Right.
Can we pull this out of building maintenance if there's anything left? Existing building?
This would empty out quite a bit of that. I don't know what we have in building maintenance, but
It's okay.
I know that it's usually, I think it sits around like 50,000.
And we can,
We have to amend it.
if we've got that in the PD budget, then that's cool.
Well, this is part of the startup. This we were planning on. Hey, Dustin. Welcome to the party.
Yeah. Police department maintenance.
Building maintenance and improvements. We had budgeted 40. We have to amend because we spent 49 already.
Okay. Yeah. That's, yeah, so we just pull this out of the startup. I mean, unless somebody's got anything. No, okay. I'd entertain a motion to approve Terrell Construction LLC to perform the upgrades on the police department in for the price of $38,250.
You gotta add in the
No, you got
electrical.
Separate. Do it separate.
You gotta do two separate.
Yeah.
Cause
Because
he's kind of the subcontractor for Terrell.
Yeah.
do we need to do it separate or?
Did I not forward you?
What was the total amount?
So there's two. There's one for the,
We had a total one.
there's a,
Oh, one that came in later.
oh, I don't have that one.
I'll make sure.
Okay.
It might have been after I.
So
Yeah, I think it was.
does that have electric on it too then?
So the total, line, total amount.
Yes.
What's the total amount?
49,218.
And that includes the electrical?
Yes,
You're, okay,
yeah, we're below the 75.
yeah.
Barely.
Just want to make sure you're not
Don't worry about it.
separating them to get them below. You cannot
One
do
heat
that.
pad. That's
No.
it.
No, I thought we just needed to separate it because,
They're not gonna be two separate contracts.
okay. All right, perfect. Well, I retract my motion. I entertain a motion to approve Terrell Construction LLC doing the upgrades on the police department building for $49,218.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Perfect. Does that cover you?
He's over there wishing he.
Just one last request. Can you park the cop car in the back? Cause my brakes are getting wore out. See that darn car sitting there.
It is rather entertaining.
It's made me be more obedient to the law. It's probably a good thing. I think we need to raise the speed limit on Salt Creek though.
I think it's a little low, but I think that's usually
Well,
part
that-
of a traffic engineer.
Part of Salt Creek remains outside the town. And probably ought to be annexed into it.
I know, I was actually gonna bring that up.
If he marries it to 50, then I can go 60.
Weird question. If somebody wanted to come and like kind of tour the police station, are they able to do that?
Not right now.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing there. And to be so, right now, because of what we don't have, the building's locked. Because I can't restrict people to certain areas.
Right.
And based on how the law is written and with First Amendment auditors, if they walked in right now, I can't secure it. They can walk wherever they want.
What about an open house in the future, once you get it all? Maybe we can plan that.
Do an open house and that is the plan. Probably after July 4th,
Right.
to allow people to see what they've invested in.
Did we vote in the last meeting to make him permanent? Please do.
Cause your cars will be all up to snuff.
Got it?
You'll have
Don't.
We didn't have a
a
resolution.
couple of guys and
was supposed to draft it for this one.
Yep, I forgot about that. So for the interview, let's discuss that more and we'll get it set up. I don't know. The way that we usually do it for the town is that we'll have usually two members of council and like a town staff member or something like that, that is there for the interview process. And so if you wanted to do like myself, I'm usually there because I'm the mayor, but, so myself, a council member, maybe like a town staff member, and then,
Somebody from the information board, if they're willing to.
Yep.
Requirement, that's part of it.
so we'd have basically like a 4-member panel there that can ask questions. And now we do have a standard set of questions that we ask, but then when it comes to police department stuff, you're more of a specialist in that area. And I would want to ask questions that are specifically designated to that.
So you can use your existing ones because yours are designed for where you fit.
They would
Right.
Because we're experienced personnel for the most part, I will add some questions. And then I believe there's some room to have the folks sit on the panel, submit questions they think they might want to ask. We'll look at them and say, okay, so you can ask that
It's one option.
out of the box question, because they're going to have a viewpoint or concerns that I may not recognize. And that's the advantage to having the community information board be involved. So we can entertain that as well. But I'll have all that finalized by then, because we finalized an employment application now and a background
Order.
release forms.
Additional.
Now we have available to the rest of the town as well.
On site.
Okay. Cool. Pat, we didn't put it on the agenda. We were supposed to have a resolution to make,
You were gonna do that, that's correct.
yeah, I think it slipped under the radar.
It did.
We've
So-
got a lot on our plate right now.
Why don't we do both of those, then we can do Sunny and the chief, both the next meeting.
Works. Does it work?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't have much choice,
I'm
but,
going to work regardless, so.
right. Okay, does that cover you?
Yes.
Anything for Chief Sheridan? We'll say it that way. There we go. You're up, man. Chief Zahara.
Mayor, council, you guys have my written report. I don't have anything to add to it. I'll answer any questions you guys have.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead. You want to have that fire engine discussion right now?
We can do it now or we can do it later. It doesn't matter to me. Wherever you want it to fall on the agenda.
Yeah, let's just talk about it right now.
So, the engine that was ordered in 2023 I'm waiting for it to be shipped I'm in Minnesota from the Rosenbauer plant to Icon Fire in Colorado so we can do the final inspection on it. This engine is definitely not something the town needs. When it was spec'd, I don't know what was being thought of, but it's going to be a 6-wheel drive heavy engine. It'll degrade our roads over time faster than anything else that we see driving on them. So I've been trying to figure out, how do we come up with a resolution for this? So I received an email from a company out of Colorado stating that they had 2 chassis that they were getting ready to build out on. They're 2024 chassis with 2024 EPA requirements. They're going to be built out as Type 1 Wildland Urban Interface engines, 1,000-gallon tanks, 1,000 GPM pumps, 4-wheel drive. It's actually perfect for what the town needs to meet our winter driving conditions, everything that we need as far as going into the county for mutual aid too. So I think it's a great fit. The engines are $660,000 a piece. The current engine that we're paying for is about $664,000. Talking to the company, they would take our new engine on trade, but they would only offer $550,000 for it because none of the warranties would transfer over with the engine. So that was their biggest concern. So that leaves us with about $110,000 deficit for that engine. With that engine, we have our reserve engine that would go up for surplus after that, which I'm still waiting on quotes back for that as far as what we could possibly see as far as getting money back out of that one. I don't know. I just wanted to have this conversation because like I said, the engine was spec'd. This has been a 3-year process and like, I just kind of want to see where we're at. Like, do you want me to still work towards trying to find a better solution that would fit the town need? Or do we just bring that engine in and use it? Or do we bring it in, put it in the back shop and try to sell it ourselves?
How much, I forgot what my question was. Totally spaced it. Oh yeah, I remember now. How long is this, this offer good for?
So they've got 2 of the chassis that are slated to be built. Delivery dates aren't out till March, but the chassis are first come, first serve. So like I said, I just want to have an open discussion because like I said, I don't think the engine that was spec'd in 2023 is the right engine for the town. And I just want to see where we need to go from here.
You're looking at just one of those other.
Yeah, just one of them. Yeah.
So if we were to sell it ourselves, would the warranty transfer
No.
to new?
I've already talked to Rosenbauer and they will not allow any of their warranties.
We're
transferred
probably gonna
to
end up getting the same if we sell it ourselves or we trade it in.
Exactly.
How fast does this engine depreciate when you roll it off the lot?
Huh?
How fast does this engine depreciate when you roll it off the lot?
I have no idea. I've never been in a position where I've taken delivery of an engine and wanted to get rid of it right away. That's because I spec'd my own engines.
Isn't it getting built in Colorado now?
Huh?
Where's it getting built now?
I don't know exactly where it's going to be built. It may be built at Front Range, which is in Colorado.
So they could go see it.
Yeah, and we can actually see it during production. And like right now, they're spec engines, so they're considered stock. There's certain things that we can change if we want to right now, but it will be very minimalistic changes. And I don't really think there's a lot of change that needs to be done on this engine, to be honest with you. Because it works for the town as far as like structure response within the town, but it also deals with wildland urban interface with the 4-wheel drive. It's got a PTO driven pump so we can pump and roll with it and fight grass fire off of it. Like it's just a well-rounded engine altogether.
And this other, the original one, what was the funding for it? Which impact funding?
It was for the Dyno Solar. That was the original intent.
We should be getting that. Like the town's gonna have to write a check for this thing.
I know.
And then we're hopefully traded in and have what, $110,000 deficit?
Yeah.
Versus use it, but it'll probably get, I remember what you're saying, like the size of it is, you go out in a brush fire.
The thing of it is it's going to be parked either on an asphalt street or a well-maintained dirt road, and it's going to sit there. That's all it's going to be able to do.
It's too big to go off-road.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even though it's 6-wheel drive, the fire out off of Coal Creek the other day, we still got our regular water tender stuck. And it's just, geologically, there's so many different types of terrain here. Like you never know what you're going to hit next, and you don't know when you're going to sink an engine. So.
Go ahead, man. Yeah, I talked with Chief about this last week, and it's just it is an unfortunate reality that decisions were made, the truck was ordered. You work off of shared trust of department heads, and here we are. We have a truck that we have to pay for, that we don't need and can barely use. So we might have to eat $110,000 deficit.
Well,
And in this, we can at least do it all in one. We can sell it and order a new truck that we can use. And so it is an unfortunate situation. There's no doubt about that.
Can I address the $110,000 deficit? I don't want anybody to think that we're going to eat that. Like I will find a way to come up with that $110,000, whether it's surplusing apparatus that we were already going to surplus already.
Yeah.
The engines have already started rolling for fire season. We're already at about $28,000 in net profit off of 2 rolls this year.
Yeah.
Like we're going to continue that. Like I just want to know where I need to put my time and energy on this. Like I said, I'll use the engine if that's the direction council wants to go. Not a problem. I will make that work. I just don't think it's the right engine for the town. And I would like to see us go to a different direction, but.
Was this the original engine that came about because of the impact fees?
Yes.
Dyna Solar. So it wasn't like the town just said,
Yes.
hey, let's have some crazy fire truck.
No,
It originally was designed for Dyna Solar.
Yeah.
And so, and I know each of the other communities are running into problems with the way impact fees work, having to pull the trigger on these assets because they got to be in play when the project starts. Yeah. So, some of these assets take 2 years to build, like this one.
Yeah.
So what's come of this now is talk with the mayor and Mills, and I think others with the legislature, that maybe these impact fees, at least the assets that take time, that these projects should probably hold a bond. That if we have to play this game by putting this money up front to get these assets into play, and then you guys scale down, or what happened in this instance, we don't fight those fires with this type of apparatus anymore.
No.
So now it's obsolete before it even shows up.
Yeah.
So I think these are going to be great arguments in the future. I can see what the legislature saying, let's create a bond apparatus with these impact fees for the assets that are gonna be, so we don't get left holding the bag.
Yeah. And back to that, yeah, by no means was I trying to say that I appreciate your diligence to make up that deficit, but I think that it's a tough situation. And to that point, it wasn't like it was a dumb plan 3 years ago. They've since changed the complete way that we fight the fire. So we ordered a truck that had one way to fight, and in the 3 years we've waited for that truck to get built, it's completely changed. And so it's a tough situation. I think that you have a great plan to make the best out of the situation. Of course, defer to the mayor and council on that, but I'm good with that. Like I said, you sent us out some really well detailed plans of what we can do. So I appreciated that.
I think if we accept this engine and bring it up here, again, depreciation, I don't know how fast it rolls off of an engine, but we might be eating more than 110. Well, I know we're not eating it, but you know what I mean? Like,
No, I get what you're saying.
there might be a larger deficit if we try to sell it outright because depreciation. I mean, buy a Cadillac, roll it off the lot, it's half the price you got it for. And
Yeah, I think it's lose 10% of its value just by driving it off the lot.
yeah. So that's where
That's any
I'm
car, not
at.
just Cadillac.
But each year it sits, it depreciates more, so might as well sell it right out the gate.
Yeah, and if you've got an option where you can trade it and somebody's willing to build something that we're actually going to use, I would do it.
How does that work with the impact funds? If the town has to write a check for this, we go trade it in, we make up the difference on it. The impact funds roll out, they just pay that to us because that's what the agreed upon was. Or if they say, here's your check, but where's the engine?
Well, that's the problem. So if we get the engine and then just roll around so we have to account for everything that we get. So if we get the engine and then just roll around and sell it, we really can't reasonably maintain that we acquired it for, I mean, we can try, but it doesn't look very good to say, well, we got this for unmitigated impacts and we needed it so much that we just sold it right away.
What if we?
Isn't that why we're looking to amend our ask?
So that is what we're doing. It bolsters our claim for the bulldozer that we are changing it to. That we really won't be able to credibly maintain that we got this due to unmitigated impacts if it says something that we just aren't going to use and just need.
What if we substitute this other engine for it? Does that help?
Well, what we've got to do, and I think what we were anticipating doing, is saying that the bulldozer works better for us instead, and seek the Industrial Siting Council's permission to do that. Any way you look at it, if we're still going to use Industrial Siting Council money, we have to be able to credibly maintain that what we're seeking better satisfies that need. Now, keeping in mind, I don't know anything about fire trucks. I don't know how much the one that if we're just substituting one truck for another, how much the substituted truck is like the one that we're not needing. I mean, I have the impression not much.
It has a smaller tank, right?
It's still a tender.
You can use it as a tender, but it also has a large foam cell too. And that was the big thing, was the foam, because we used to use a lot of water, a lot of foam for photovoltaic fires and battery storage fires. That's how we fought fire.
So
now with the federal regulations, they've went back to the manufacturers of these and said, you guys have to figure out a better way to do this. So now everything's built in individual cases, and it's meant if you get battery runaway, that it will contain in the box itself. And once that thing burns out, they come in and swap it out. We don't even put water on stuff anymore.
So the award was for a truck that was pitched to the Industrial Siting Council that was a tender. I guess if this truck could reasonably fill the same role and we decided not to seek the bulldozer as our award instead, or if the Industrial Siting Council didn't allow us to switch it. I think we could submit this truck and account for it. And then if there are questions, we could explain why this one better fit. I mean, you know, when in our award, it's not like they said, well, you know, you got to have, you know, this make and model, but I mean, it can't grossly depart from what we awarded money for. That
And
makes
that's
sense.
all getting redone anyway, the Industrial Siting Commission for this Dyna-Solar project, right? So if we're gonna do it, now would be the time to
So what we have to do is, right now, what we're anticipating is that we're seeking to amend our award, and to change it over to, the bulldozer, and that would go in front of the Industrial Siting Council at their next quarterly meeting. The project itself has been in front of the ISC just recently. Mayor Boyer was there, because they're seeking a delay to the start of the project. And they addressed that. They granted that at the ISC level, although I think it may actually still have to go back to the county commissioners, because the county commissioners granted a conditional use permit that's expiring. So Dyna-Solar needs to go back to the ISC, or excuse me, the county commissioners, to seek an extension of their conditional use permit. And that has not happened yet. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't make any sense.
Okay. So council's will on this, yay, nay, don't know. Go hide under a rock somewhere.
Not quite ready.
Do we need an action on it, a vote?
I don't know.
I think just leave it up to Sonny to do the best he can to get rid of it.
Okay, I'll discuss it with Sonny when after the meeting's over. Does that cover you? That was pretty long, man. That was like 20 minutes.
I can go longer if you'd like.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I'm good too then.
Okay. I'm going to call an audible here. Annette, you've been terribly patient. Thank you for waiting. And so I'm going to move you ahead of everything else that we've got going on, because we've still got a pretty lengthy agenda ahead of us. So if you want to jump up here and make your presentation, we are ready for you.
Okay, I'm gonna go fast. So sorry. Sorry, but I'm grateful. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna one of these. And there's just some handouts. I'll let you guys those in. Good to see you guys.
You too.
I don't have anything for you guys to vote on. I'm not asking you for anything. We are just here today doing an update because it has been quite a minute since we did that. I hit my 1-year anniversary on the job in January. And when that happened, after I said hooray, I realized like, I need to go back and do an update to all of our municipal partners and just tell you what on earth have we been up to and why, and what's coming around the bend and all that good stuff. So that's what I'm here to do. And I kind of feel like you guys might need to stretch or something. Hard. Like, I'm so impressed. It's
been an hour.
Like, the dedication that you guys all have with such complex things is just mind blowing to me. I'm like, I'm here talking about tourism, and that's easy and fun.
All an illusion.
Well, you do it well. But in just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and. It's not an action-packed agenda here, but I do think for your folks that are the call. Everything is open except for the thing that I'm looking for.
Because you had to wait too long.
It's right here, but it is not opening. So, I think,
You need to be connected.
I don't know why it is.
Might be online.
I just think it's not automatically internet connection. I don't think I do. Oh, there.
Oh.
Oh, it's just having some sort of, it's having a moment. So, welcome to my computer. I refuse to replace it because it's cheap. And it crashes approximately 3 times a day. So I think we may just having that moment right now. So we'll just see what happens there, but good thing I brought handouts. So, first thing is, I think you guys all know who I am. My name's Annette. I'm the CEO for Visit Casper. And the more important person here is your appointee on our board, Dan Foote. So Dan is with Ford Wyoming Center. I'm sure you all know that. I just don't think my poor computer is gonna, should I just go ahead and
Just keep rolling.
just keep rolling with it? Do you want me to leave it open like that or close?
Yeah, if you can get it to work, get it to work. If not, then just keep rolling.
Okay.
Let's not hold up the meeting.
So, all good. Okay. So it may wake up at some point and it might not.
Put it on mine, so you sent it to me, right?
Sure, that would be great. You want your little cords back? And I'll just keep on going so we don't waste your time. So basically what this presentation is I wanted to give you a kind of quarter by quarter update so you knew exactly what's up. Transparency, obviously, is super important to everything that we're doing. And you guys are members of our Joint Powers Board. So it's just very important to me and all of the folks on our board that you guys know the what and the why. So if it wasn't enough to be new in this position, I was not only new, but new to Wyoming and new to Natrona County. My family's all from Wyoming. I grew up coming and visiting, but I had a lot to learn. So my main thing in year one was is I need to understand the lay of the land and make sure that I understand what do our locals actually want and what do you not want. And so that was kind of the number one thing on the agenda. I think I may just have it for technology first, and that's okay. I'm not going to take it.
So that's a good tourism point of interest, right?
Well, it kind of is. When you were first showing it, I thought it was
New
getting
pool.
less.
Bungee jumping from the water tower.
It's 140 foot.
I was kind
Nice
of wondering,
opening, a nice sharp metal opening there for danger.
you know what, you can do the most creative things for tourism. You know?
Like a herd of buffalo and then let them play with the buffalo out here instead of going all the way to Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Totally. We can do a lot of things.
They stay an extra night.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
right.
Some of those dollars. In the hospital.
Okay, so now we have a slide. So community outreach was number one. So obviously we came and we did our municipal presentations, but I think I averaged at least 7 meetings a day for 3 months. So it was, if anybody has watched Seinfeld before, you've heard the phrase Festivus for the rest of us, is everybody was kind of letting me know what are the things that they wanted us to work on? What are the things they did not want to see? What are the things that happened 25 years ago that I needed to know? So there was a lot of that. And that still happens, right? Like every month at a board meeting, there's somebody who lets me know something new about the community that I just would not know. So I've tried to be a sponge in that way. Through that process, it was also a lot of just review and understanding what were the systems at place that I inherited, what were our financial systems, what were our reporting systems, what were my predecessors doing, what were the policies in place, what were the policies that maybe needed a little finessing. I reviewed all of our contracts, all of our vendor relationships, trying to understand, are we getting the most value for the dollars that we're spending? And if not, should we be making changes? I take being entrusted with public funds very seriously. I never, ever, I would say we do not operate under the assumption that these are our funds. We know that these are funds that are collected by our lodging partners from visitors to the area. And so we have an onus to be very, very responsible with those. So taking the time up front was really important. A part of that was obviously getting to know my staff and also just understanding where were their skills and then what were, after this research, what were the needs that we have and did we have people in the right seats on the bus? And I believed that we had the right people, but they weren't necessarily in the right seats in the bus for where we were at that time. So we did go through a reorganization. We haven't lost anybody. Also haven't hired anybody. We're just trying to do as much as we can with what we have. And I have an incredible team. Like I feel profoundly lucky. We also started doing proof of performance reporting. So every month you'll go on our website or we'll send you an email and you'll get a thing called our scorecard. It will give you what the industry says are our standard key performance measures. And sometimes it's good news and sometimes it's not good news, but we're telling you anyway. So if you haven't been getting a monthly email communication from us and you would like that, I will gladly get that to you so that you know how we're doing. There is a section on our website where you can see every scorecard that we've had to date. So you can see what the trend is and ask me any questions. The board also identified destination development fund projects that they wanted to award in the community during that first quarter. So during that first 3 months, it was super busy. After that evaluation period, when I was kind of talking to you about reviewing all of our vendor contracts, one of the first things that I proposed to the board, even though it was a right old pain in the posterior, is that we needed to go with a different vendor for our website and our CRM. Even though our website looked great, I knew from my experience in the industry, if we changed vendors, that we could save like up to 40% annually once we got through the build process. The build process was going to have an expense, but over the course of time, we were going to save up to 40% every year. So we went ahead and pulled the trigger on that and got that going right out the gates. We also updated the tools that my staff had so that we were able to make more informed decisions, whether it was on marketing or sales or what have you. We want to make sure, again, we're being as efficient as we can be with those public dollars. So we made those decisions. We also updated our financial policies during this time, just adding additional layers of risk management, separations of duty. Just, they were things that were happening, but I didn't see them necessarily articulated in writing. So those were some of the things that we did during that period. We had some big things happening in market. CNFR happened. We had NJCAA at that time. We had staff at trade shows trying to sell and market the destination. We also did public hearing for our budget amendment and our budget proposal for the year coming up. Following that, we just added more systems in place. We have got sponsorships available to people who are producing, whether it's a tourism related event, you could have a tourism related campaign. If you are doing something that you think is going to bring visitors to Natrona County and hopefully they're going to spend the night in paid accommodations, you can apply for sponsorships. We didn't necessarily have a process for that people just could access at any time. So we just created online forms so those things could happen more in a streamlined and equitable fashion throughout the year. We also provide economic impact reporting services for our municipal partners. So let's say you had a fire truck rally. Make an event with that fire truck. Lots of people might like to come and see it. You never know. And you say, you know what, we're going to turn this lemon into some lemonade and we're going to do a thing with this fire truck. I'm just making stuff up, guys. But let's say you did that and you said, hey, we would love to have your help marketing this event. You could apply for a sponsorship and get support for marketing the event and maybe even some operational funds. So that was added into the mix. We also did a resident sentiment survey. We had over 1,000 people respond to that survey. Over 50% of them were from folks that are over the age of 65. We did a mailed survey in addition to a digital one. And like I said, that over 50% that we mailed out and we provided the self-addressed stamped envelope, those people wrote us and gave us a lot of information. had over 700 handwritten, multi-page pieces of information. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And it honestly, it was a huge undertaking to process, but especially as a new person to the area, it was one of the best things I think we've done because obviously we're here to bring visitors, but we're only going to bring visitors when it is to the benefit of the people who live and work here. I don't ever want to have somebody think I moved here to make it a different place. I moved here because I want to retire here. I don't want to leave. So I want it to be as awesome when I'm an old lady and out as it was the day that I stepped here a year ago. We also, the board did award funds during Q3 from those destination development grant funds from the Wyoming Office of Tourism. So you'll see all of those itemized there. We've done some big projects in the community. So I think it's very cool, the things that the board approved. We did have some big events happen during this time. We had the Fair and Rodeo, and yes, we had Indian relay races, and we know that there have been some changes there. But I understand that there may be more changes coming afoot with that as well. And then the last thing I'll tell you about Q4 is just previously we were doing a really good job of creating an annual marketing plan, but that plan only spoke to how we were marketing. It didn't talk about how we were booking sales. It didn't talk about our community engagement programming and outreach and all of the organizational things that we needed to do as well. So we expanded that marketing plan into a destination business plan that we produce every year. So we got that done for the first time. We also just updated our tourism master plan, which the difference between our business plan and the master plan is the business plan tells me and my staff, how do we do what the board wants us to do? Like, what are the things we're going to do to accomplish those goals? The tourism master plan is fully rooted in stakeholder and community engagement. So all those resident sentiment surveys, all of your overarching plans that you have published already as a municipality, we took those into consideration. We also had a steering committee that was comprised of board members and folks from all over the county. So we're going to reconvene that steering committee. So if anybody here wants to be a part of that, that plan just really identifies what do we want to be as a community in the future as a destination and what do we not want to be, and making sure that the community has a voice in that process. I mentioned earlier that we do provide economic impact reporting for our municipal partners. Just for fun, I thought I would share with you the fact that one person in my team, Shelby, in 1 month individually produced over 100 economic impact reports for our municipal partners, like in addition to her normal job. So like there are some really, I think, solid value addeds that we just want to make sure that everybody knows are available. So if they make sense for you, they are things that we can do to support you at no charge.
Are you saying the economic impact studies, is that like if let's go back to last year, the Radiant project, we could have reached out to you and done an economic impact study or?
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot. Different type of an economic impact study.
Okay.
So it's not a study, it is a report, and it's for a tourism related event.
I got you. Okay.
That would have been a different situation. But so let's say.
Like if we were the only ones to do a 4th of July fireworks show and people from around the state were to come here to watch it, because it was going to be so amazing. You guys could say you were expected to bring in an extra $100,000 in revenue this weekend.
Yeah. If you say, we know that, or we estimate that this is how many people were in our area, we can then go into some of our tools and go, okay, well, it looks like 70% are local and 30% are from out of area. We can plug that into this economic impact calculator and it will give you all of the extrapolation of what that provided to the community.
Awesome.
But it is focused on tourism related things. But things that people forget about is it doesn't have to be a festival. It could be a tournament. It could be like I said, a touch a truck event. It could be a lot of different things. So if you start thinking that there are activities like that, that you're just not capturing that data, we might be able to be a partner for you in that.
It's important, like CNFR, we do at the Ford Wyoming Center, get those impact studies. Her team puts that together, and then we are able to go back to that CNFR committee to show them that impact that they're having in our community.
That's cool. That's great.
It can just be another tool in your toolbox for if you're going after grant funds for something where that type of data is meaningful. But it is probably different than that project. I think most projects are different. Okay, so now we're in Q1 of 2026. So we did just update, produce and distribute a new destination guide. We have a new pocket map that's getting handed out. We did an additional funding for the City of Mills for their wayfinding. That's another project that came under that Destination Development Fund program that I talked about that the board earlier identified. The reason why that one came later, by the way, is that the funds that we had allocated to the county when they, for their wayfinding project, when they bid it out, they got such a competitive bid, we had money left. And so we're like, oh, what other projects are out there? And so that was why that came in later. And then just some big things coming up. A project that was initiated before I got here back in 2024 by my predecessor is the Pathways National Heritage Area. It's a partnership project with Carbon County. Basically, if it were to come to fruition, it would be a tourism designation. There's no restrictions associated with it. It would just allow these regions to co-promote as a heritage-based destination and receive access to federal dollars. So they submitted a feasibility study for that before I got here. We just found out a couple months ago that it was accepted partially, which means there's just a bunch more work that needs to be done. And then it'll need to be resubmitted to see if that's going to move forward.
It's a huge geographical area.
It is. It is. But those heritage-based travelers are like myself. You give me a reenactment of some kind of thing, I'm there. So like, I love that stuff. And I think a lot of these travelers do come to these things. Let's see here. We've got staff attending all sorts of sales and conventions and conferences. We are going to have a really fun first week of May. It's National Travel and Tourism Week. Hopefully you got my invitation to be our guest to our annual luncheon. If you didn't remember getting that, let me know. I will resend it. It's not going to cost you anything. It's free lunch on us. We will have our numbers from the Wyoming Office of Tourism, our economic impact numbers for the last year, for 2025, so that we can see how we did. We'll have the state's new executive director, Dominic Bravo, will be there giving an update on statewide tourism and what his plans are, because he's new. Diane Schober retired this last year. We are going to have our very first, I don't have on the slide, our first field trip with our senior center. We're going to load up the Visit Casper bus and take some seniors out on a field trip throughout the community, give them lunch and introduce them to some of our assets. And then we will have the Hell's Half Acre ribbon cutting from that project where we put the new boardwalk viewing platform, picnic tables, interpretive signage, garbage cans, and Lynette ordered her very first pit toilet. I've got county commissioners are going to come and serve hot dogs and hamburgers. It'll be free. It's going to be fun. What's that?
Rattlesnake sticks.
I'm not afraid of rattlesnakes.
This
They'll
is
just
great.
Let us know if they're there and we'll just step away, but we're not going to have any of those. And then we do have 3 new videos coming out that will be out by the end of this year. One will be on outdoor rec, one is on history and culture, and one is going to be on why we should support being business friendly in this area. So I think I'm really excited about that one. We've been out filming at the Mint, we've been filming with Pieta, we've been filming Wild View. We've had them out at, it's going to be a fantastic video. I think you guys are going to. And then, of course, coming up this year, we've got our local lodging tax optional vote that will be on the ballot. This slide is just an FYI for you. I just thought it would be informative to see, or for you to see kind of how we're looking at data. You'll see this is 2025 and 26. The purple is 2025, the green is 2026. You can see we are doing good June through August. Where we have to focus our work at Visit Casper is filling in everywhere else. it doesn't help us to just put more people on top of more people when our hotels are full or close to full. They can't be any more full. So we really focus on when we're qualifying applications for sponsorships, we're looking at need periods and occupancy rates and all that good stuff. So if you've got a great idea up your sleeve and you think, this could be a great project for Visit Casper, remember this slide and ask yourself first, is this going to be a good time of year? And then these are just some quick updates on, things.
And I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is there a need in Natrona County for more hotels?
If I had a nickel for every time.
June and
I
July.
ask that question, and I will say the same thing. It depends on the type of hotel. So anytime you continue to add to your inventory and you improve the quality, and it's not that we don't have good hotels, but people like to stay at the new shiny thing, right? So, it does kind of create its own demand when you have some of these nice new hotels going. That said, if somebody was to come to me and say, Annette, I'm thinking about investing my grandma's money into this property, do you think I should do this? I would say I would do this if it had a significant amount of meeting space attached to it, because that is what we don't have. What we don't need is more of the same type of hotel that serves the same market, because we've got some fantastic new properties that have come online. We have fantastic properties that were already online. But where we are losing our shirt is we don't have hotel property with a contiguous amount of meeting space that allows us to compete with Cheyenne and Rapid City. Rapid City and Cheyenne are taking all of the medium to large size group business, and that's your highest average daily rate. They spend the most in market, they spend the longest in market, you get the most sales tax out of them. So I want to take that market share in a very nice way. Cheyenne, Little America, that owns that corner of the market in that region, and then Rapid City does. So I would never recommend a tax, something that the public is just going to have to pay for that isn't going to wrestle. But what I would say is private developers, here is where we have a need. This is where you can really win. You would be a brand new demand generator, and it wouldn't negatively impact our existing hotels that have meeting space, because they are servicing the small to medium-sized market really nicely, and they can continue to do so. But they can't service those larger groups. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with that said, here we are, local challenges. Inability to secure larger groups for meetings due to lack of larger meeting space. I think there is a way to do this through market forces. I would love to be a resource for whatever developer or developers need the data that I will gladly provide. But the biggest issues we have right now are, when I made this was when I set this meeting, which was over a month ago, back when I was like, whoa, $1.78 a gallon fuel in Wyoming. I paid that. I took a picture. I hadn't seen, I couldn't believe it was real. So I didn't realize when I made this that the biggest challenge we would have right now is the cost of fuel, because that impacts everything. So anyway, those were my updates about what we've been doing and what we will be doing. I just know that Dan and I both want there to be solid two-way communication, and that you have a face with the name and you know how to reach out to us. My personal cell is on the front page of this. I don't ever want to hear, I can't get a hold of her, I don't know how to get her. You can call me, text me, stop into the office at any time.
The upcoming lodging tax, well, how does our lodging tax compare with surrounding states?
Oh, we're so low. We're so affordable to other states, compared to other states, which I think is amazing. And the thing that I love about our lodging tax is that you get out what you put in. And we are, I think the last stat that I saw from the Wyoming Office of Tourism was 75% of the spend in lodging and that came through lodging tax was from people out of state. So it's just, I love it when you have a tax that other people pay.
Yeah.
And, you know, because it's not just the lodging tax. Lodging tax is fertilizer for sales tax. If we get those people coming in from out of state, they leave their economic impact in terms of what they spend at the hotel, you get the lodging tax, they have to eat. So they're going out to eat or they're going to grocery stores, they're probably going to do some shopping. Then you get the sales tax, which all of our municipal partners need for your general funds so that you can pay for the windows that need to be replaced and the truck that changed, you know.
From COVID forward, is a trend, are we trending upward on tourism dollars year to year? Flat?
You
Negative?
know, yes, no, kind of. I mean, every month is different. Like this year has been the craziest wild ride of watching lodging tax collections that I have ever seen. I've been in this industry for 20-ish years. And I've never seen the crazy, like the beginning of this year, it was like, it wasn't just like a slow decline. It was like, oh no, what on earth is happening? But then here a few months back, all of a sudden we've been trending up at a really steep clip. So our occupancy numbers, you'll see on our scorecard, we benchmark the month, or excuse me, to the year before, but we still benchmark to pre-COVID because we're still not where we were.
Interesting.
Yeah. Except on rate, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and when I say rate, I mean average daily rate of what somebody pays in a hotel room. Like all things, costs have increased, and so therefore their rates have increased. But occupancy rate and demand numbers are not where they should be. It's just, it takes time. Any other questions?
I don't have any questions from council.
You guys are troopers. I appreciate you sitting through that after all the more important things that, you know, that are on your plates.
Thank you.
I recognize a couple of you from going to NCIC. That's something that we host over at McMurray Companies. I always say at Tasman's, but
What's the next one?
it is next Tuesday. Yeah. Be there or be square.
Yep.
Well, thank you. That was encouraging. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry about my computer and your fantastic.
I
told you it was gonna be.
Dan, like I said earlier, Dan is our VisitCast rep, and he's coming up for renewal of his, whatever you call it,
Board seat.
Term.
board seat term in July? June. That's what I said.
I knew that. I knew that, and I'm on.
He's coming up, and so we'll need to renew that, or I can't. Sorry, it's been a long night. I'm running a little slow right now. We'll have to re-up that whenever he comes to that time, if Dan's, obviously up for it. So.
Yeah.
And I would say providing Dan is willing to do it, he's such a good representative for you guys. It is really nice to have somebody who is as thoughtful, detail oriented, and shows up and does the work and leads it, and not a yes man and all the things. So
Tourism is near to my heart in the
Yeah.
Ford Wyoming Center. So, to her point, we were seeing a lot of concert tourism happening, which we see them come in for one day, but then they'll stay 2 extra days, which is, that I feel has increased over the past few years, but there's no tracking before COVID on that, but I think that it has increased.
I know it's increased because I'm tracking.
Yeah,
Dan, do you have a business card as well?
I do.
Have fun.
So in all seriousness, thank you. I know you guys you had a long agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. I got your number. Yeah, I already got your number, man.
You know where to hunt me down.
Yep, I sure do. Thank you again, Annette and Dan, for being here. We'll get moving on. Dustin, you have the floor, sir.
Mayor and council, you have my report. Forgive me, I was not here for the prior ones, but I just wanted to bring your attention to my request for an edit to the Title 13 water regulation.
Yes.
I've attached what I would like to add. And I mean, in a nutshell, the summary of it is the difference between our water system and Casper, Evansville, Mills is that we have meter pits in the ground outside the building, whereas those other municipalities put their water meters inside the building or in the crawl space or whatever. So because we're following Casper's codes for most everything, I want to make sure this is documented properly. So any future projects, the engineers and the contractors know they have to put a meter pit outside for our water meters. That's basically in a nutshell what I want to do.
Did you have a chance to look it over?
I did, and I think it's fine. We can go ahead and make the change and.
Do we need to vote on that at all?
Thank you, sir.
Do we need to vote on it, or is it just make it so?
Well, actually, what we'll need to do on this is I think we need a resolution. We'll need a formal written resolution on this. So we probably should take that up because I don't think it's an item here. So we'll need to take that one up again on the next meeting.
Okay.
We want something in writing so that the contractors know exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Right. When the design of a project and the bidding of it, they know
You got that?
what we're going to require.
Cool.
Other than that, sir, if I have any questions,
Standard stuff.
yes, sir.
I mean, other than the water tank, but we already talked about that
Hey,
at great length.
sir, I won't repeat that horse again.
Great stuff, Thunder.
He did
Have all
Thunder.
thunder, man.
Any questions for Dustin? No? All right, moving on. Callie, you're up.
You have my report, a couple things. One thing that is not on here, Ray and I met with Candace Wright, the grant writer with CEPI. Years ago, I guess it was discussion that we start a 501c3 for our Parks and Rec. And I just want to put that on your radars as something that maybe we discuss picking back up.
Okay. Okay.
Funding opportunities.
Yeah, I put that on our list of to do, right?
And the other big thing, we have the funding from Wyoming Community Gas. So the last 2 years of distributions, we've dedicated to a bus shelter, saving that. And then we also we were awarded a $4,000 grant to also put towards that. So I would like approval to start moving forward with that bus shelter for Palomino.
Yes. I don't. Unless somebody wants to vote on it, I don't think we need to vote. So yeah, just move forward with it.
Just trying to fill you. That's right.
Is that it?
I mean, I also put in for Hageman's community funding. She could present
Oh, yeah.
15 projects to the appropriation committee, and we're one that they've chosen. I put in a request for $4.5 million for water infrastructure and resiliency, so we'll see how far that gets.
Yeah. Callie put in by far the highest request. I'm very proud.
You put us to the top of the list.
But
She picked
that
it.
I know of so far.
Yeah.
So,
So I think
Gets you noticed.
Huh?
It gets you noticed.
it did. I was actually surprised. I was not too hopeful when I submitted that, and then I got the notification that we were under consideration. So.
Yep. Thank you, Callie.
Good job.
Any questions for her? Yeah. You never know, what is it the saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so we'll try, right? Worst thing to say is no.
Yeah, I've seen my work.
Perfect. Any questions for Callie? Nope. All right. Everyone's favorite hour, petitions and public comment, is now open for the public.
We thank Tyler for your Easter egg hunt,
Oh, yeah.
your volunteers. Thank you. It's a great asset to the town. Not sure the town loved it. I didn't attend.
Too many kids there.
Pesky kids. Yeah. Thank you.
Hire this guy and this guy. And then we got Ray. And
What do I do?
like millions of dollars here now. A new fire station, a new police station, and a new water tank. We afford this? Golly.
Hageman's gonna be,
Hageman's gonna foot the bill.
Ray's like,
Say, we'll take that old one.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Any other petitions or public comment? That's cool.
Didn't write my name down again.
you can write it.
Oh,
You owe me.
oh,
Yes, Childress. Barnett. I apologize because I've been scribbling all over and I'm not sure if I can read what I wrote. So today, reading the April newsletter, I noticed the part about choosing our gas service provider. The only thing that's, it's, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I am, apologize. It sounded like, you know, we're really pushing residents, or that they really should choose community gas, and I see the reason why, you know, they're giving us money, but it gives the appearance of, you know, choose this guy instead of all those other guys, which I just feel like that could maybe get us in trouble someday.
That's fair. That's fair.
So that was that. And then somebody had sent to me an article today, I think it was Oil City, whoever, about water restrictions, and that it goes back at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. But at our last council meeting, Dan mentioned that, you know, there could be water restrictions, but that more than likely that was just going to be for the, you know, large scale water users. But yet 2 weeks later, Casper's already saying, gee, are we going to have enough water for people to drink? And that's an exaggeration, I'm sure, for me and them. But I'm just wondering if y'all are considering any restrictions.
I'll tell you, you know, so Regional Water has a monthly meeting, and it is open to the public, and they do a public comment too, but it is a monthly discussion updating where we're at. We did take action to exercise our territorial rights on Rock River Lake or Rock Creek Lake or whatever that is. But we're not going to exercise them unless we need them later in the summer. So we're taking steps now to stave off anything disastrous. They weren't talking restrictions yet in the regional water meetings. Not to say they may not ask voluntarily restrictions. I asked the question the last meeting, have we ever compelled restrictions? And it's never been done. So far, everybody's feeling pretty comfortable.
Okay.
Could it change? Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's where we're at this
We're
point.
keeping a pretty close eye on it.
Okay.
So we're aware of it, and we're just all fishing from the same boat on this one, just trying to figure out, you know, what's going to happen basically, and really praying for rain, honestly. So if you pray for some rain.
Praying for rain.
Or even some late
Thank you.
snowfalls up in the mountain. We need a snowpack more than anything.
Never an official term.
Any other petitions or public comment? Going once, going twice, sold. Everyone's getting tired. I can see it in their faces. I would entertain a motion to approve business license number 2026-26, Big Iron Mobile Services.
It's not burr iron?
No, I fixed Peters.
Oh,
Move.
I knew he would call him burr iron.
Yeah, I will literally read whatever you put in here. I am like Ron Burgundy.
Fixed it.
So moved.
He motioned.
Oh, second.
Motion and second.
She seconded already.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't hear you.
You
Okay.
guys to catch up.
You guys are
It was Tim and
You're whispering over there. I can't hear you.
Here.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll keep rolling right along. Car show discussion. What did we need to discuss? I don't remember now.
A gentleman called wanting to get permission from you guys about blocking Palomino for a car show.
Did he show up?
I don't know.
I don't see him.
Assuming not.
Is this the one affiliated with?
He did it. He's done this 2 years in a row, so I don't.
Was James?
He actually, did he talk to you? He
Yes.
came by our shop about a month
I
ago.
had a meeting with him Friday.
Okay.
Just
He
to
called
discuss
last week.
exactly what
Yeah,
time.
so I told him he probably needs to at least talk to, ask
I
the
don't
council.
think I'll be available, but maybe I can call in.
Yeah, it was just,
So I'd have to
because
correct my notes.
he mentioned what they're looking for. It was the question I had for you about providing a presence.
Right.
And the street block off he wants. I told him, I got to see what you're looking for to see, one, is it needed, two, can we do it?
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
We've done it 2 years in the past and it's never been a big deal. So, but I mean, if you want to friggin'
Well, I need to know any.
hog tie him up, I don't care.
No, it's not that. I just need to know what that means for us.
Right.
This will be the first time they're going, hey, well, can we get a law enforcement presence?
Right. I don't know. Did they ever have it before?
No.
The sheriffs
Well,
have
then-
shown up just sporadically like they do for the races and they do
want
for the other,
somebody there for the
but
whole
they,
event,
yeah.
based on what happened last year with somebody peeling out and throwing rocks on all these show cars.
Yeah, we can discuss that more. And that's something you and I can work out. So, okay, cool. Well, that covers that. 4th of July discussion. Oh, I forgot to have it printed off. My apologies. This has been a super busy week for me. The Mayor Juarez from Mills sent out a letter. Basically, it's like an official letter entailing what they're going to be doing during the 4th of July. Pat, did you know anything about it? Okay, you probably wrote it. Oh, okay.
I thought you said.
I think I did.
We thought that'd be a good idea for us to put the same thing in.
It's
Yeah.
right.
Graciously.
Thank you so much, right? So we just, my discussion is basically really briefly, do we want to do something similar? What do we want to put into it? We need input. So that email chain is already there. So we need to have that discussion and see how we want to word it and how we want it to be so we can then put one out.
So Summer with Mills actually called me today. They are not releasing theirs until they have ours so they can release them jointly.
Right.
It'd be like a birthday card and we all just sign it. Like, joint.
It's not a terrible idea. That's not the worst idea I've ever heard. So we need to, that's the briefness of that discussion, is that we need to look at it, see what we like about it, see what we need to change for our benefit so that then we can put that out together. Leah has been texting me about it. She's getting kind of,
So that's our homework. Is we need to look at that.
Yes.
We need to give you some input.
that is council's homework.
We can do that.
You guys need to look into it or look at it, see what you think.
Or you'll write a letter and send it out.
Or I'll just write one randomly and like, we're upgrading to 10-inch shells. I don't care.
Okay.
We're going 10-inch shells and we're celebrating 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
I resign.
Battery and howitzers.
Chief, at some point, gets larger, he takes away the viewing area, parking, so.
It actually makes your life easier. You're welcome.
Walk outside and see it at your house. Okay, we'll look at that for.
So I need you guys to look at that. We need to have a discussion and we need to get that returned back to Mills as soon as possible. Okay?
Will you re-email the email? Email and say, hey, this is the thread.
Mark it
There's
important.
a search button.
You know,
I'll
mark it important so you can double it.
Lots
I
of
just
words.
Control Alt deleted all recently, and
Forward it
so I didn't. You know, there's an undo button. Right? I can't find it. I deleted that. All right. Anyway, you deleted the undo button. You deleted the undo. All right. So spring cleanup. Did we plan that last time? We didn't, did we? Did not.
Put it tentatively in the newsletter just so we could get some,
That's right. When did you put it? I don't remember.
so I put it for,
Let's plan it so we can get some snow that day.
We did last year, we didn't.
No, I think it was the year before it, previous to that, it snowed. It was a,
We didn't do it last year.
I can't,
We did it last year.
tell me you put it in
Saturday in May, but
Oh.
but I tentatively put it in.
May 2nd. That couldn't be worse timing for me.
Yeah, I'm not even,
Your second?
if it matters.
I just want to have them try to keep us some more time than what we did.
May 9th.
Might be in-
So we already put it in the newsletter.
Well, I put it as tentative.
Tentative.
Yeah, she
Okay.
put a date.
Let's shoot for May 9th then, because I've actually got a whole candidate thing I gotta do for, it's,
May 9th.
May 9th is the car show.
oh, shoot me in the face. Last weekend of April. Oh, I can't be there for the last weekend of April.
16.
I've already got too much going on.
What's going
Oh,
on?
plus the last weekend in April is Arbor Day. Speaking of which, that's what I was gonna ask you about. What time is that at?
Whatever time you want, sir. I don't have a time scheduled. I don't-
9 a.m. in the newsletter because
Okay.
parents.
Okay, so 9 a.m. it is.
9.
Okay, so 9 a.m. is our Arbor Day. We're gonna plant a couple of trees.
Back to the garbage.
What day's Arbor
You
Day?
said there's no weekends in April, right?
It'll be
I don't,
Saturday, the
No
25th,
Saturdays in April.
April 25.
I mean,
May
I,
16th,
if you guys are doing cleanup, you're gonna be doing it without me if you try to do it in April.
getting too late. May
Put it in
16th.
June.
What time was that, Kelly? 9?
Warm.
Put it in our calendar.
May 16th is warm.
And then everything may have burned by
Let's do May 6th. Let's plan on May 16th. Do that. And,
Do we have to be here for that? Okay.
you don't have to. It just,
Clean up
everyone
or
will
the-
judge
Clean
you.
up.
Everyone will judge you.
We get a
Everyone.
lot of-
Well, I'm
They
graduating
told me too.
San Diego that weekend.
You don't need, it's fine.
You'll be fine. Most of council will be there. We'll be good.
I went to the Easter egg hunt, if that counts.
What time do you want to start at? 9? It does count, because I actually missed it.
Does count, yeah.
9 a.m., everyone?
Oh, yeah.
Does that work? 9 a.m.?
bringing donuts? I'm gonna have somebody bring donuts because I'll be in Billings.
There you go. Perfect. Okay, spring cleanup, 9 a.m., May 16th.
Just don't bring the vests. I still have a grabber from last year that's nasty.
And we'll plan on,
Okay.
I don't know, we usually start up at northwest winds and work south.
We usually meet at that little turn in
Yeah.
to the McMurray's gravel.
One thing I noticed, sir, the other day when we were walking Tonkawa for that fireworks area, there's a lot of trash along Tonkawa on that east side too. So just an idea,
Split our forces.
if you wanted to work a crew from West Winds down Tonkawa to Zuni, there's enough trash there.
Yeah, would that be something we could do prior to mowing?
About a controlled burn.
Yeah, I mean, in preparation for the,
Session, actually.
Well, you know,
Anyway,
what
just
really
an
helped
idea.
was
Okay.
mowing all the way
As
to
we
the
get- As we
fence.
get closer to it, we'll nail down where we're gonna do it at.
We were pulling stuff out of there.
It always depends on how many people decide to show up.
exactly.
So if quite a few people show up, then we can divide and conquer.
One over there.
If not, then Salt Creek is a mess right now.
It is.
It's really
It's not
bad.
as bad since it's all mowed down now, up
Yeah.
to the fence.
Anyway,
DOT's
all right.
problem.
No, it's not.
On the other side.
Oh, on the other side of the fence. Okay, yes. All right, spring cleanup. All right, it's that time for us to start doing, budget. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make next Tuesday work, unfortunately, because right in the middle of the day, we got that lunch that we do. That's gonna set my day back. See ya.
Adios.
That's gonna set my day back by an hour and a half. And then, so I'll have a late day that day. So I don't even know if I'll be able to do it that Tuesday. We usually plan on Tuesdays, just for council's, information. So I'm thinking April 21st will be our first budget session at 6 PM. Be there or be square. that work?
Mhm.
And is that,
We should do them every Tuesday, right?
which Tuesday did you say? Sorry.
21st before council.
21st. And then we'll probably be just doing them every single Tuesday after that. So just plan on the 28th of being a budget also at, do we want to meet at 6 or 7?
7, if anybody else cares, on non-council nights. So it's.
7?
Or is that a,
Council
that's not a
normal.
non-council.
I
28th is.
Oh, the 20.
Would you rather do it earlier?
20.
won't be here the 20th. I have
To-
medical procedure.
It's okay. It's okay.
If you're not here, that's
You don't have to
fine.
be
We'll just
here.
judge you.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just messing with you. No, that's fine.
Schedule stuff.
That's fine. I understand that maybe a council member or two are
It's
gonna
okay.
have to miss some of these budget sessions, so.
Perhaps.
7 PM?
Okay.
7? Okay. I don't know how to write. And then, we'll just plan out the next 3. We'll probably just keep rolling with it though, and we'll do 6 PM on that, May, on that first council meeting.
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, well.
Well, then we can, we'll cater
Hey,
in
you
some
bring
taco. We'll
tacos.
bring some tacos in.
I'll bring some out tacos. There you go. So that'll carry us out to at least our first 3 and then,
12th, 19th.
yeah, I mean, we'll probably just keep rolling to it till June.
Yep.
So, okay, moving on. Generator, the emergency generator, I'm talking to Garrett. Is that his name? Yeah, Garrett, with the county. And we're working through the process now of beginning to purchase the emergency generator for here. You guys remember that?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Came from the community health building.
Yes. So we're in the process of that. Ray, I'm going to rope you in on that or loop you in on that email so that I remember the price was somewhere around like 40,000 for the emergency.
Sounds right.
Okay.
The switch is what we didn't know yet, right?
You don't, so the switch that they have currently, in speaking to their electrical engineer, is they basically, we can't take the switch, so we would have to buy the automatic transfer switch. So that it's not there's no way, they would love to get rid of it if they could, but it's just not an item. It's like, yeah. I don't know all the electrical terms for it, but basically he said there's no way we can get the switch.
Can't remove it.
Building for this one, so we'd have to get a new transfer switch.
Perfect. Well, it destroys my hopes and dreams, and it's been a lot of bad news this day, but fine. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, can you be in a better mood next meeting?
Right? He's in a great mood. He's just great mood. Bad news.
Yeah,
A lot of bad news. It's literally like the devil over there delivering bad news with a smile on his face.
Like I said, on Friday,
Oh.
I thought, I was like, man, my part's going to be 2 minutes. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And it's just been anything but.
Hey, you just steamrolled our dreams.
Brought my
It's all good. I still love you, Ray.
so they could see what I have to deal with. So,
All right, so that covers the generator. So 2 things, I want to put this on people's radar. These are things that need to be done and cannot be forgotten. We mentioned it earlier briefly. We need to annex down to where the PD is now. That needs to be, so we're going to leave that until after budget, so we're not piling too much on our plate. But that is something that has to happen.
Can we take it farther than that?
Howard.
I mean,
Please.
we could take it all the way to Howard, but I mean, this is going to depend on a lot of factors here.
All the way to the port of entry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Water system.
moving on. Can't go all the way to the port of entry.
Yeah, we're running into somebody else's boundary.
Want to plow those dirt roads? No.
But yeah, we can discuss how far and all that, but that's something that is a major topic we will be picking up after we get done with budget and get budget all squared away. So that's something that even if I don't finish it in this, as my term ends, I want to set the town up for success in the future so that is done when I am gone. So that needs to be on the radar. It needs to get started before I'm out here. The other one is that we need to rewrite that town code. That Schoolcrafts aren't here to, give me a high five, but we need to rewrite the ordinance for the employees.
Oh, for the employees.
Yeah, for the employees. So that needs to be done. Those are like the 2 big things I want to do to make sure that I've better, or at least started. Or not started, but that one needs to be finished before I leave. The other one needs to be started.
That one's easy enough to do. Draft the ordinance and do 3 readings. The annexation is quite a bit more work. For one thing, we'll have to approach the property owners along the either side of Salt Creek that we intend to annex in order to try and get their support.
Could they do some background asking while we're doing budget?
Huh?
Would they be able to do some background work on all
But I
that
think
before budget?
Probably, what we need to do in order to do that is, we'll have to determine the property owners. Ray can usually do that pretty quickly. And then, we'll have to approach the property owners about the annexation. And we'll have to have, basically, an engineering drawing of what we intend to annex done. In order to get that on the map. So that, and then we'll have to advertise it and have a public hearing and all that.
Yes. It's going to be a process, and it's not one that I'll probably be here to see the end of, but I want to get it started.
We can probably start determining the property owners right now. And then once we do that, we need to act pretty quickly so that none of them change.
I wouldn't
foresee any pushback from county.
There won't be any problem with the county. The problem is just because we will be incorporating people into the municipality who haven't been in there before, making sure that all of them want to. Most of them are businesses along that road though. So I know
a couple of the property owners.
I don't think there'll probably be problems, but we'll want to get it up and running. So if any do have something they want addressed, we can get it taken care of. I mean, it should make almost no difference to them as a practical matter whatsoever.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?